All right, thanks everybody. I have this conversation over and over again with people in coaching sessions, and they all say, I don't know what to do when it comes to making a video. I don't know how to get started. It just overwhelms me. It sneaks up on me at the last second. And you, come on in, have a seat. So I'm going to go over just 6 bullet points that make it really, really, really simple. If you know these bullet points, if you can do this, then you can knock this out, and it'll never sneak up on you. You'll never be caught off guard. So the very first one is you got to have ideas. If you don't have ideas, I have a list of 108 ideas that you can make real estate-wise. That's not the only videos you should be making, but the real estate versions of videos, yeah, there's everything from subdivisions to HOAs to the mortgage process to all kinds of stuff in there. And I have the copy of that in my office if you ever find yourself in need, and you can just run by and I'll give you a copy of it, okay? It's also a PDF. I can just email it to you. If you got the ideas, or you can come up with the ideas, and you should have a hefty list at all times so that you're not caught off guard and don't know what to do. Then that's the first step. That's the first hurdle that most of the people in the office have trouble getting over. All right, so get your group of ideas. The second one, plan. You got to plan it out. And I say that because sometimes you guys want to run into the green screen room and make a video real quick and throw some gardening footage behind you, or pictures you get off of Google of somebody gardening behind you, and talk about curb appeal and making your house look prettier. That's because you didn't plan that. That you just went in there at the last second to make a video, and that's what you ended up doing. That doesn't work. Green screening yourself in front of somebody else gardening is the surefire way to get someone to just scroll on by, when you can take any $20 tripod and your phone and go out into your yard, or if you don't have a yard, your neighbor's yard, if they let you, and plant some flowers or something while you're talking about it. Okay, that's one of the things that really a lot of people try to get by without doing, and it's really hurting you guys as far as views go, because you're not putting yourself in the situation that you're talking about. A good example of that, imagine the difference between these two videos, these two, take TV shows, these two shows. One of them is the show on HGTV where they're remodeling a house, okay? They're in there, they're ripping cabinets off the wall while they're talking about ripping cabinets off the wall. Now, imagine that same show, but it's shot with just the two hosts sitting in the 2 blue chairs in the cellar out here talking about, yes, one time I just ripped the cabinets off the wall and then I put in new ones and it looked so much better. Okay? Complete and total different video. You got to put yourself in the setting. If you're shooting a video about something outside, you need to be outside. If you're shooting a video about something that has to do with mortgage or lots of money, you need to be inside, you need to be dressed up, looking like a business professional, okay? So that's why you have to plan, because if it's pouring down rain outside, you can't go do that. So plan, look at the weather, plan what day you're going to make the video, all right? The third one is schedule the time to do it. That's kind of the tail end of planning, is when you get everything together and you're like, I'm going to do it outside, I need this, I need to borrow the wireless microphone because I want to get further away from the camera, Chris Romero, then that's part of planning. The last part of it rolls into part number 3, which is scheduling. You guys have got to schedule when you're going to do this, because don't schedule to do it at 10:30 on Wednesday. You kind of have something to do at 10:30 on Wednesday. Find a spot in your week where it really, really works for you, and look at the weather, make sure it's going to be nice. Now, if you're making a video about water intrusion, water damage on a property that you're thinking about selling and what to do, you might want to do that when it's pouring down rain. So think about it. You don't always want it to look like it does outside right now when you're making the video. All right, number 4, shoot it. Just shoot it. You have to, I still, probably 3 days a week, talk to people in my office who who don't like themselves on camera, who don't like the way they sound on camera. I don't get it. You're who you are. I'm who I am. I look like on this video exactly like what I look like to you, all you guys sitting here right now. That's life. So if you have trouble getting over it, come talk to me and I'll go over some things with you. Each person's different that can help you get over yourself, okay? I know Stephen Carson doesn't have a problem with getting over himself. He's very proud of who he is, right?
Do not hate myself on camera. The worst part is that's what people see you as. Then you're like, oh, it's really down there.
Well,
go in the closet, you'll never see me.
Maybe we should have a talk about that too. So shoot it, just shoot it, get the footage. All right, make sure that when you're part of planning is to make sure you got the microphones that you need. So when you shoot it, it sounds good. Do that. Get it on your phone. Now you've got it. Now you got something you can work with. Okay. The next part is edit it. So either you can edit it yourself. If it's something pretty simple, then edit it yourself. There's Splice, iMovie, any of the apps you want to use to do that with. If it's something more complex and more complicated, we transfer the whole thing to me. If there's a bunch of B-roll and you want some graphics on this and it's a little bit longer video and a bigger project, we transfer it and send it all to video@c21connectrealty.com. And then I will get it off to Anthony and we will we'll get it edited up, send it back to you. The longer, more complex it is, the longer it's going to take to get back. But usually you get it back, any regular video back within 48 hours. So don't think that don't let it hold you back and go, I don't want to make this video because it's going to be too complex and then I can't edit it and I can't put it all together and it's going to weigh me down. Just shoot it over. Yeah.
If I send like a YouTube video, like an 8-minute video, is that too much?
No, it depends on what you want going on in that video. If this is like, some CGI crazy thing.
It should be a bunch of B-roll and stuff.
Bunch of B-roll is fine. Just say, and now when you do that, you got to keep in mind, neither myself nor Anthony were there when you shot it. We don't know what you had in mind. So you have to send detailed instructions along with it, okay? If you want B-roll at certain parts of the video, or just say, please put the applicable video over the B-roll over where I'm talking about that subject. But also don't send us a bunch of B-roll named img0054.mov, img0055.mov. Name your B-roll clips what they actually are, so that, because otherwise it's just sitting there watching a whole bunch of clips going, I think that's what he's talking about. I don't know. And then they're going to get it back to you and you're going to want a bunch of edits and it has to go back again. So save everybody that trouble. The Maxwells are really, really good about this. They will go through and name each piece of B-roll, each file, each image, what it's called. And when they reference it in the video, it's so easy when they talk about, we don't have any children that live with us, but our child is our fur baby Clyde. Clyde is blah, 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 whatever. And there's a video called Clyde B-roll.mov. And you're like, oh, goes right there. And it makes the process, that's what allows us to get back within 48 hours, honestly, is if you guys are well prepared when you're doing that, okay? So either we edit it or you edit it. But once it's edited and done, and once you're happy with it, and I say that very loosely because you got to make yourself be happy with it. Perfection is the enemy of good. Do not let yourself sit there and go, man, I kind of like it, but I wish that one part, you know what, I'm just going to shoot that part over again and make that one part better. Nobody cares. Just get it posted. And that's the last one. Number 6 is post it or schedule it. If you have already made a post and for the next couple of days, you gotta post it. If you don't post it and you don't schedule it, it's gonna sit there on your phone and you just wasted your time, you wasted my time, Anthony's time, anybody else's time that went out with you, hold the camera for you if you're doing a walking thing. go ahead and get it posted and get some eyeballs on it, okay? So these steps, if you just write these down, just get your ideas, plan it out, schedule when you're going to do it, shoot the thing, edit it, and then post it, then you'll be good to go. If you still have any hang-ups about it, just come talk to me. And everybody does. I think almost everybody in here has hang-ups about video. Some hang-up, whether it's massive and preventing them from doing anything at all, or it's just a little hang-up that sometimes just catches them up at the end. And they're like, yeah, but I had this thing for 3 weeks before I hit post. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I'm like, you should never do that. You should have already posted it and then made 2 or 3 more videos by now. So you're slowing your whole business down and your whole marketing plan down by doing that. So does anybody have any questions on this so far? Yeah.
What's a B-roll and when do you use a B-roll?
Okay, so a good example of that, for those of you who don't know, is there's 2 kinds of video typically, A-roll and B-roll. A-roll is first, it's A, comes before B, it's the main camera. So imagine you're watching the news, okay? And something you see on Atlanta news, unfortunately, a lot, is you'll see the news anchor look in the camera and go, there was a shooting today at Lenox Mall. And now you don't sit there and continue to watch the anchor go, say 2 people were killed and 3, injured as police subdued the suspect and blah, 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 blah. What you see at home is there was a shooting, the anchor, face to face, there was a shooting today at Lenox Mall. And then boom, he keeps talking or she keeps talking. And then you see flashing blue lights and police tape and a shot of Lenox Mall with officers walking around talking to each other. So that footage is B-roll.
Okay.
There's no audio on it.
Got it.
It's just picture of video. But the anchor is still talking. You're still using the audio from your first shot.
Okay.
So that's the difference between A-roll and B-roll. A-roll is the main one. B-roll is shots that you show here and there to basically show the audience what you're talking about. All right. So if you're making a video on curb appeal outside your house and you're standing there looking in the camera and you're saying, hey guys, I know everyone talks about curb appeal and you're supposed to keep your house, the front of your house looking really good if you're going to sell it. But look what happened to my house. Flowers are dead. The spider webs in the corners, etc. While you're saying those things, you've separately shot footage of dead flowers in your yard, spider webs in the corner, and that goes on top of what you're saying. So you're still talking, but they're seeing what you're talking about. You can always use B-roll, always shoot B-roll and use it. Anytime you make a video somewhere, there's always going to be B-roll that you can shoot, and you should, whether or not you use it. It's good to have it in case you get back and go, man, I need to make an edit there. But I don't want to make that edit unless I have some B-roll footage to cover up where that edit is. And then my voice just continues throughout the video. It's really handy. So if you want to know more about how to use it, just come sit down in coaching session and I'll go over it with you. All right, any more questions from anybody? All right, cool. Let's go get it.